Hello and welcome back to Dear Diary, the self-love podcast. Ooh, that sounds so good to keep saying. Today I want to talk about doing the work. Doing the work. What is that? That is your self-love, self-growth, healing, spiritual journey, awakening, whatever you want to call it, whatever name you want to put to it. It's deciding that you no longer want to live the life that you've always lived because you feel like shit living it and you want something better. That's what it is. And you got to do the work to get there. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. I've made posts about it and I've gone live about it and I talk about it in the self-love squad group that I have. But I've never really been able to put words to it that justify and adequately explain exactly what this feels like. So I'm going to give it a go today. Here we go. If you would have told me when I first started this journey that I would be experiencing the things that I experienced, and feeling the things that I feel, and moving through the things that I go through, and just everything that I've uncovered and burned down and started over and shifted in the last year or two of my life, I would have told you were crazy, and I never would have signed up for it, and I would have ran for the hills. But I didn't, and here I am, sharing with you my experience, my perspective on what the work is, what it feels like, what it looks like, and how fucking hard it is, because it really is. So if you are listening to this and you are on your self-growth path, your self-love path, your healing journey, whatever you want to call it, congratulations. You made the decision that's going to forever change your life, and I hope that you can really breathe in these words that I speak. And I know you're going to feel them on a deep, deep level. If you're just starting off, welcome. Fasten your seatbelt. This is going to be a crazy ride. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, stick around because it might activate something inside of you that you didn't even know was there. Doing the work. I think I said this already, but I'm just going to say it again, and it's probably not going to be the last time. It's fucking hard. It's work. It's called work for a reason. But it's also one of the most magical experiences that you will ever witness, experience, be a part of in your entire life. And it will literally shift your entire life. When I first started this journey, I was like, it's got to be better than this. It's got to be better than this. I'm not happy. I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I'm thriving in my life. There's no joy. It's hard. There's pain. I feel like, they say the definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's exactly what I felt like. This is insane. Why? This is not me. This can't be me. This is not what I signed up for. Is this why I'm here on this planet? Take me somewhere else. I want to get off this ride. I'm not feeling it. And me thinking that, and I know I'm not alone, that was my sign of there is something better than that. Because if you can desire it, it's already yours. I can promise you that. If you desire it, you deserve it. And I desired a better life. I didn't know how I was going to get it. I didn't know how it was going to come to me. I didn't know what to do. I just knew that it has got to be better than this. Turns out, it is. I was right. And then you have to burn everything down and undo everything and literally shed the layers and start from scratch and shift your shit in order to get to the better, in order to get to the other side, in order to uncover your inner light, in order to find out who you truly are. You got to undo everything. Burn it all down and start from scratch. And that's terrifying. It's terrifying. It's scary. It's hard. but it is so worth it. And it's such a beautiful experience. Learning how to feel for the first time, that's wild. We literally weren't taught how to feel. We weren't taught emotions, or what emotions felt like, or what feeling felt like, what it feels like in your body. We weren't taught that. Our parents weren't taught that. Their parents weren't taught that. So how do you start? What do? You got to feel the feels. What does that feel like? It's hard. It's hard. Sitting in your shit, sitting in the muck, feeling the hard things. It's hard. But when you can marinate in the uncomfortable, become comfortable in the uncomfortable, navigate through the unknown until it's no longer unknown and it feels like home. It feels like a brand new you that you've never even met before. What? That's magical. That's what's on the other side of feeling the funks and sitting in your shit. Complete and utter bliss and peace and wholeness and just pure being of who you are truly meant to be. Not all this bullshit that you think you were meant to be. Not all of these limiting beliefs that you've been conditioned to think. Not all of the generational trauma that has been embedded and infested inside of your body, but literally burning everything down, unraveling all of the layers that are entwined inside of you, and getting to the core of who you truly are, discovering your inner light, coming back home to you. It doesn't get any better than that. I'll feel the feels all day long to get to that. To get to feeling who I truly am and why I'm here and what my purpose is in this life. To feel fulfilled. To not only just survive, but thrive. That is the work. And I truly believe not everybody's here to do the work. And that's okay. But if you feel like there's something more out there, if you feel like, it's gotta be better than this, then you're here to do the work. And if you're already doing the work and you want to give up, you can't. And you know you can't. Once you find out, once you unravel just a little, even just a little layer or two, and discover with much more depth of who you really are and who you're meant to be, you can't undo that. What are you, crazy? No. You got to keep going. Don't give up on that. Go get support. Because that's a really important part of the work. Getting support around the work. And I don't care what that support looks like. It could be a therapist, it could be a coach, it could be a community, but you need support. You cannot do this work alone. And let me say that again. You cannot do this work alone. I don't care how strong you think you are. I don't care how much you think you've got this. You cannot do the work alone. Go find yourself support. And if you're doing this now and you don't have support, reach out. I'll be your support. And if I'm not your vibe, go find other support because you need it. It's important. There have been so many times where I'm like in the thick of it, right? Like I am in the muck. I am in the arena. I am like, I got my gloves on and I'm feeling the feels and I'm marinating them in, and I'm just covered in muck. And I reach out to a fellow coach or a friend or a mentor or my coach, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I changed my mind. I don't want to do this anymore, right? And it's like, no. You just gotta hang on just a little bit longer. Get to the other side, because once you get to the other side, and you feel that pop, right? That pop of clarity and discovery of what you thought was you actually isn't you. It was just conditioned trauma you. autopilot you, but it's not really actually you. And then you get to discover who you really are. And then you have that, okay, I'm good. Wow, that was wild, right? If ask somebody who's doing the work, how was your day? They're probably not going to go, okay. They're going to go, do you want the long version or the short version? The short version? Okay. The long version? Well, what a roller coaster ride today was, like that is the work. And it doesn't have to be like that every day. Like I'm not just like over here, meditating in all of my funky glory and just like bringing up all the triggers and the trauma and just like, it's not like that every day, but it's like that a lot. And it's okay, right? When I get triggered now, like when I got triggered before, I was either like, that's not my shit, that's your shit. Or I would just, dissolve the relationship, burn the bridge, be annoyed, go have a drink, find whatever coping mechanism I was dealing with at that time, right? Like sex, drugs, alcohol, eating, whatever, binging Netflix. Anything to avoid it, right? Sweep it under the rug. Nope, that's not mine. Nope, I'm going to go that way. Now I'm like, oh, hi, trigger. Ready to be my teacher? What are we going to learn today? Like, that's wild. I would have never done that in a million years. So I'll just say this now. If I can do this shit, y'all can do this shit. Like, for real, okay? If I can do it, you can do it. But now instead of, like I said, when I'm triggered now, I sit with it. What is it here to teach me? What do I need to learn from this? What boundary do I need to set? How can I shift my energy? How can I zoom out and look at this issue, this trigger, this situation differently, right? The relationship with my son's father. For those of you who have been following me for any length of time, or if you're a part of the Self-Love Squad, my private group where I talk about personal things, I've said, this relationship, it isn't easy. It's tumultuous. It's toxic. It feels abusive. It is not easy. It fucking sucks. And I want to keep my family together, so I stay. And it's here to teach me lessons. And it's here to help me grow. And I gotta say, this relationship of mine has helped me grow in ways that I don't think I could have if I didn't have it. It is teaching me a lot about myself, right? And you could be in the most happy, loving, thriving, healthy relationship in the entire world. You're gonna find your shit somewhere else, right? There's something out there for you to learn. There's something out there that triggers you where you can grow from it. You just got to stick around long enough and do the work to figure out what it is. And see, here's the thing. We've all been walking around on autopilot for our entire lives. Our parents have been, their parents have been, right? All of these conditioning and all of this conditioning, all of these traumas, all of these just, we're literally walking around on autopilot, reliving the same patterns, the same triggers, the same traumas, the same fear. We're all in fight or flight mode. I shouldn't generalize and say all, but like a lot of us are, right? I think a lot of us woke up in 2020 when we got stuck in our houses and had nowhere to go. And then our shit was like right in our faces, okay? As she raises her hand, that's me. And instead of, well, I shouldn't say instead of, I did my fair share of my coping mechanism, which was drinking. I did my fair share of that, right? I did my fair share of sweeping underneath the rug. I literally, and it's funny, I have chills that I just said that because I literally would sweep my house every day around 3 or 4 o'clock. I don't know what it was about that time, but it was like that time of the day, I got so anxious. I got so overwhelmed. I was so like terrified and scared and feeling alone and just like, what the fuck is happening? That I would sweep my entire house like a maniac because I stress clean, because it's what my mom did and it's what her mom did, right? So I literally and physically would sweep shit under the rug to just cope and deal with whatever this nonsense craziness was. And then I was like, okay, no. This isn't working. It's gotta be better than this. I gotta figure this shit out. Like I can't do this anymore. And then when I shifted that vibration, when I shifted that mindset of like, oh, this is just me and this is just my life, and you know, I thought I was a good person, but maybe I'm just not, because these are the cards that I was dealt. And when I shifted that mindset, people started coming into my life. I found coaching. I didn't even know what the hell coaching was. I woke up. I started my journey. I started to grow. I started to heal. I started to learn how to love myself. Not just love myself, like, oh, self-love. Love myself unconditionally. Because I had a lot of conditions before. I'm like, you are a bad mom, you're a bad girlfriend, you're a bad daughter, you got to do this for love, you got to do that for love, you don't deserve this, you're judged by that, I judge me for this, like all the things, right? On autopilot, in fight or flight mode, living my worst life. Now that I realize, oh, I wanted more and there is more available to me, I just have to shed all of these layers. I have to rid myself of all of this gunk. I gotta dig deep inside of myself, within the depths of my soul, to uncover beneath all of that stagnant yuck energy that it's been conditioned inside of me. I get to uncover who I really am. I get to find my inner light. That's magical. Show up for yourself and see what happens, right? Do the work. See what you can uncover. And then when you shift your vibration and you have these people come into your life, the community that I found, the amazing humans, the coaches, the healers, like these people, these are my soul family. Like, holy, like I can't even describe to you the connections that I have. The people that I've never even met. I wouldn't have found that if I wasn't on this journey, if I wasn't doing the work. Right? The tools that I've come across along this journey. Meditation, breath work, journaling, human design. Like, there's so many tools along with all of the people. You aren't doing this alone. There's so much help. There's so much support out there. I used to journal. I've always kind of been a big, like, I like pen and paper, right? I've always been a big writer. I always have to-do lists and sticky notes. I always had a journal. And I remember, and I was just reading my journal the other day, and I was like, oh my God. Almost every page, I was like, Dear Diary, sorry I haven't written in a long time. And it's like, what? I'm literally apologizing to a piece of paper. Like, if that doesn't tell you anything about the conditioning and my inner people-pleasing self who needed to apologize and do good so that she could receive love. What? No. We broke that shit down a long time ago. And we continue to break that people-pleasing, unworthy layer down. The more we grow, the more we peel back the onion layers, the more I get closer to who I'm really meant to be. And I really feel like it's an ever-evolving journey. You just keep growing, and there's more layers, and it's beautiful. I don't think there's ever growth. They say growth is not linear. It is absolutely not. There's no start, there's no end. You're constantly evolving and involving, which is a word that I learned not too long ago, right? Evolving on the outside, involving on the inside. tapping into the unknown, burning everything down that doesn't serve you, and then building yourself back up with a strong, solid foundation for the life that you do deserve. That's what the work is. That's what this is all about. So just know that if you're on this journey, I am here with you in the arena, doing the work, right alongside of you. And it's going to be okay. And if you ever need support, reach out. I'm here. I feel complete. I hope that you got value from this episode. I hope that this activated something inside of you. I hope that this gave you strength to know that this journey is worth it, even though it's really fucking hard. It's also really fucking beautiful. And you are really fucking worth it to keep going or to start. There is magic on the other side of those triggers. There is beauty underneath that trauma. There is purpose once you turn the car off autopilot. You get in the driver's seat. It's time to live a fulfilling, happy, joyful, abundant life. You don't gotta be swimming around in your swamp no more. You don't gotta be in the muck, feeling like it's gotta be better than this. It's time. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you, and I love you. And until next time, I'll see you around.